For 25 years, she wasn't paid. For 25 years, she wasn't free. And for 25 years, no one knew she was living as a slave inside an ordinary home in the UK. At 10:40 p.m. on March 15, 2021, Gloucestershire police arrived at a home in Tewkesbury. They were responding to a report from a young man concerned about the welfare of a woman living in the property. When the door opened, officers encountered a woman in her early 40s, known as Kay. She was in a state of visible neglect, gaunt, with cropped hair and bruising on her arms. Her first words to the officers were a request for safety, stating she had been prevented from washing for years and had been subjected to physical abuse by the homeowner, Mandy Wixon. Inside, police documented Kay's living conditions. Her bedroom lacked basic amenities. There was no light bulb, the walls were bare plaster with visible mould, and the sheets were heavily soiled. Officers noted that the windows had been covered with black bin liners, obstructing all natural light. Court heard that Kay, who has significant learning difficulties, first entered Wixon's care informally around 1996, when she was a teenager. At the time, Wixon was a family acquaintance who had offered to provide Kay with a stable home. Shortly after Kay moved in, the financial arrangement changed. Kay's benefit payments were redirected into Wixon's bank account. Over the next 25 years, this became the permanent status quo. Trial evidence detailed Kay's daily life within the household. Her responsibilities included the domestic upkeep for Wixon and her 10 children. This involved cooking, laundry, and cleaning the floors with a manual dustpan and brush. Medical evidence presented at trial highlighted significant calluses on Kay's feet and ankles, consistent with years of repetitive manual labour. Kay's access to food and hygiene was strictly controlled. She testified to eating leftovers once a day and being forbidden from using the family bathroom. If she attempted to wash in secret, she faced physical repercussions. The prosecution presented a history of systematic physical violence spanning 2 decades. This included the use of household chemicals and bleach, resulting in permanent facial scarring, physical assaults with household objects, including a broom handle that resulted in the loss of teeth, the forced shaving of Kay's hair as a means of control. A pivotal piece of evidence was a secret voice recording made by Kay on a mobile phone, where she described her physical pain and her desire to perform simple tasks, like walking a dog, which were forbidden to her. In early 2026, the case reached Gloucester Crown Court. Mandy Wixon, 56, faced 7 charges. The defence argued that the household was chaotic and that the situation was a result of neglect due to Wixon's own limited resources and large family. However, the jury found Wixon guilty on 6 counts, including false imprisonment, forced labour, and assault occasioning actual bodily harm. In March 2026, the judge sentenced Wixon to 13 years in prison, citing a persistent and cruel deprivation of liberty that had crushed the spirit of the victim. An indefinite restraining order was also issued. But there is a light at the end of this. Following the trial, Kay was placed into a shared lives foster care arrangement. Her current caregivers report that while she continues to manage the psychological impact of her experience, she has made significant progress. When she first arrived, she didn't know how to receive a hug. She was terrified of the kitchen. Today, she has her own room. She has a working light bulb. She's been on holiday. She's learning maths. She is reclaiming the woman she was meant to be before the black bin liners went up over the windows. Kay still hears Wixon's voice in her nightmares. She still looks over her shoulder in the supermarket. But she is finally standing in the sun. She is now accessing education, studying English and maths at a local college, and has participated in family holidays, experiences she was denied for a quarter of a century. Kay's own victim impact statement noted that while she is now safe and supported, the 25 years lost remain a permanent part of her history. Researching these cases and making the videos takes hours. Your likes, comments and follows are the caffeine that keeps me going. It is completely free for you and means the world to me. Please hit the follow button and help me grow.